speaking. Part 1. Question 1. Are you married, or single? Model answer 1. I'm still single, but not available. I have a boyfriend. We are getting married after we graduate from university. Model answer 2. Oh, I've been married for about 2 years. We got married in my hometown, where we had a large reception for our relatives and friends. Question 2. Could you tell me something about your family? Model answer 1. Yes. I'm the only child of the family, and I'm still single, so I live together with my parents who have just retired. Model answer 2. I live in a big family, the so-called extended family, with my grandparents, my uncle and aunt living together. We are very close-knit, and quite happy. Question 3. At what age can people be allowed to get married in your country? Model answer. Usually, the minimum age limit for a man is 20, and a woman is 18. But now, many people prefer to get married later than that. I did not have to ask for permission from my parents, but I did ask them for their approval to show my respect. Question 4. Can you tell me what happens at a wedding? Model answer. Well, it varies from place to place, and from time to time. But usually, a wedding begins early in the morning. The groom, together with some of his relatives and friends, has to pick up the bride and her family from her home with beautifully decorated cars. Then, the two families and friends will usually have a banquet together. Question 5. How have people's attitudes towards wedding ceremonies changed in Vietnam? Model answer. I think people have really changed their attitudes towards wedding ceremonies. As time goes on, people have paid so much attention to how the wedding can be presented. But 30 years ago, even 10 years ago, people would like to have a simple wedding so that they could save the money for future family expenditure. Nowadays, weddings can be extremely fanciful and extravagant. They would hire luxurious cars, invite as many guests as possible, and get the most expensive reception dinner. Well, it's certainly understandable that with the improvement of people's living standard, they can afford all these. Question 6. What are people's attitudes towards divorce? Model answer. Well, nowadays, people are more open to this issue. They no longer regard it as a disaster or the end of the world. But women used to be the victims of divorce as they were economically dependent. The divorced women would be humiliated since others always put the blame on the women. So, a woman would not choose to leave the husband for the sake of the children and herself no matter how much suffering she had in her marriage. Nowadays, as women enjoy equal rights and economic independence, they would want a divorce for the sake of their children and their own happiness if they are not happy with their marriage. They think that it's simply a fact of life. If there is no longer any love, they'd better separate and give freedom to each other. Question 7. Who should pay the wedding cost of a couple? Model answer. Well, it is common in our country that parents pay most of the wedding expense for their children. Because most couples decide to tie the knot at a young age, therefore, they couldn't afford a lavish wedding and they need support from parents. I think this is a good thing for couples as they don't have to worry much about the finance and get ready to step into the new phase of their life.